Minimalist budgeting, how to live more and spend less. Hi everyone, welcome back to Raveling Money. I'm so glad you're here today. In this video, we'll talk about minimalist budgeting and how cutting back on your spending may help you live more while spending less. Minimalism isn't only about getting rid of things, it's also about being more careful with your money. When you live a minimalist lifestyle, budgeting isn't simply a technique to keep track of your money. It's also a tool to make sure your spending matches your values and goals. So today, we're going to talk about how minimalist budgeting can help you save money, lower your stress about money, and make more room in your life for the things that really matter. What is a minimalist budget? Let's start with the basics. What is minimalist budgeting anyway? Minimalist budgeting is about making your money easier to manage and spending it on purpose. Minimalist budgeting doesn't just tell you to keep track of every penny or be really economical. It tells you to think about your values and spend your money on things that really make your life better. It's about living within your means, but doing it in a way that fits with your goals and what makes you happy. Traditional ways of budgeting often tell you to cut everything out, but minimalist budgeting lets you keep the things that are most important to you, while getting rid of extra costs and making your financial life less cluttered. Why minimalist budgeting works. So why does budgeting with less money work so well? It's because it makes handling your money less stressful and less complicated. Keeping track of every single expense, putting everything into categories, and always worrying about every little purchase might make traditional budgeting seem like too much work. Minimalist budgeting makes all of that easier. You don't worry about every penny. Instead, you look at your overall financial situation and the key things that have the biggest effect on your life. Think about how you feel when you look at your bank account and find a long list of little transactions. It can be a little too much, don't you think? But with minimalist budgeting, you just have to worry about the most important items, like your rent, bills, savings, and the occasional indulgence. You don't have to worry about keeping track of every single purchase. A simple guide to minimalist budgeting. Now let's go over the stages to making a simple budget that works for you. You don't need sophisticated tools or programs. All you need is a clear idea of what you want to do and a simple approach that works. Step 1. Look at how much you're spending right now. The first thing you need to do to start minimalist budgeting is look at how you spend your money now. If you don't know where your money is going, you can't make your finances easier. For example, keep an eye on your spending for the next few days. Don't stress about putting things into groups or trying to get into too much detail. Simply get a basic idea of where your money is going. You may keep track of your spending by writing down everything you buy or using an app like Mint, or you need a budget. You'll be able to see where you can cut back once you have a clear picture of how much you spend. Step 2. Figure out what matters to you. Next, think about what is really important to you. What things in your life make you happy, provide you worth, or make you happy for a long time? Is it going on trips, eating out, or putting money into your own growth? For example, let's say you love to travel and learn about new cultures. That can be the most important thing for you, but spending money on clothes or cool gadgets might not be as important. This means that you'll spend more of your money on travel and less on other things. Step 3. Get rid of costs that aren't necessary. Let go of anything that doesn't fit with your values once you've figured out what's most important to you. This is when minimalist budgeting actually works. For instance, you might be paying for subscriptions that you don't really need, like a gym membership, you never use, or a streaming service you hardly ever watch. You can save money on the things that really matter to you by getting rid of or lowering these subscriptions. Take a minute to look over your bank statement and cancel any memberships or services you don't need anymore. You might be shocked at how much you're spending on products you don't even use. Step 4. Make sure your spending goals are realistic. Now that you've stopped spending money on things you don't need, it's time to make realistic goals for how much you can spend. How much do you want to spend on things like eating, fun, getting around, and saving each month? Minimalist budgeting doesn't mean getting rid of everything you like. Instead, it means finding a balance that lets you live comfortably while still reaching your financial goals. For example, you aim to spend $300 a month on groceries, but right now you're spending $400. Minimalist budgeting doesn't mean you have to give up everything. You only need to make better decisions, like planning your meals, buying in bulk, and throwing away less food. Step 5. Make your savings automatic. Setting up automatic savings is one of the greatest strategies to keep to your minimalist budget. When you set up automatic transfers to your savings account, you save first and spend second. This makes it easy to stay on track and takes the guesswork out of saving. If you set up an automatic payment to go into your savings every month, you're less likely to spend it on things you don't need. For instance, if you set up an automatic transfer of $200 to your savings account every month, you'll have less money to spend on things you don't need, which will help you stick to your budget. Minimalist budgeting in action. Let's use a simple example of what a minimalist budget might look like for someone who is just starting out. Sample budget: $2,500 a month in income. Rent and utilities, $1,000. Food, $300. Transportation, bus or car, $150. $400 in savings. For fun activities, $100. $550 for other things and a buffer. Now you can change the numbers based on what is most important to you. You might spend a little more on entertainment and a little less on clothes or gadgets if you like to eat out a lot. Minimalist budgeting is about making choices on purpose. You're not just spending money on things that don't matter. You're making a conscious choice about where to invest your money based on what's essential to you. Keeping your minimalist budget. To keep your minimalist budget on track, you should look at it often and make changes as needed. You might earn a raise at work, or your bills might go up. That's quite typical, and you should change your budget to reflect that. I suggest looking over your budget at the end of each month to see how you did. Did you stay inside your budget? Did you meet your savings goals? Don't worry if you can't. Just change your budget for next month and keep going. That's how minimalist budgeting can help you spend less and live more. You can get financial freedom and less stress about money by making your finances easier, focusing on what's really important, and cutting out costs that aren't necessary. Minimalist budgeting isn't about not spending money. It's about being smart about how you spend your money so you can enjoy the things that matter most without worrying about your finances. Like this video if you found it helpful. Share it with someone who could use a simpler way to manage their money, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or tips on how to budget. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more videos on how to be more productive and live a simpler life. See you in the future video.